Well, our next guest says he's in the best condition of his life, but it took a marriage breakdown and a burnout at 40 to get there. With a career as a performance coach, Andrew May had to practice what he preached, and he used himself as a guinea pig to turn his life around. And Andrew joins us now. Good morning to you.
Deb.
You're a brave man, though, putting it all out there. And we often hear that you need to hit rock bottom to actually then build yourself up again. What was your own experience?
My experience was I was the performance guy, so I did well at school, I did well at sport, I won multiple state championships, worked with national sporting teams, had built a few businesses, working with companies, and it crashed at 39 years of age. I went through a marriage breakdown. I'd never really had challenge or scar tissue, and I really spiralled, and I tracked sideways for a couple of years. Like a lot of men, we don't reach out when it's not okay. How are you going? Yeah, I'm fine. And then I'd go home and I'd fall in a heap. So I had to actually acknowledge I wasn't okay.
And we've got some before and after pics which we'll show as well, but you used a strategy to help you actually achieve that.
Yeah.
Going from 2015... Why were you so ashamed of that one? What was the problem there?
Well, you probably can't see unless you really zoom in, is the gut, the stomach. So
Which you hadn't had prior to that.
I'd never had that, and my sister put that picture on Facebook. There's a beautiful one, isn't it? So what you don't see on that photo, while I'm never going to be on the cover of Men's Health looking like that. Physically, that's probably not too bad, but mentally, I was really sad. And I think when a lot of people go through a major trauma or a relationship breakdown, especially with kids, it's a really tough time. And I'm Irish Catholic, non-practising, mum and dad are still together. I felt like a failure because the term marriage breakdown, marriage failure.
The guilt
I felt
associated
like a failure.
with that.
And if I saw you or Ali here on today's show, I would think you'd judge me. What I realise, though, is so many people go through challenges, and I now connect better by saying I've got a B-side. I've been through some challenges. But that picture on Facebook, when my sister put that up, I looked that night and went, this has got to change. I've got to turn this around.
And you say that age around 40 is a really dangerous time for most people. Midlife crisis, is that why? Or?
Yeah, that's one thing. But I think in our 20s, you go out all night. If you were on the Today Show at 20, you could rock in without any sleep. Deb, how was your night? Awesome. I
do that now, don't I? As if.
Well, you work around the clock. In your 30s, you can still go out a little bit, but in our 40s, we slow down. We get these physical changes, and our brain doesn't work as well. So it was all catching up on me. So I had to become a guinea pig and practice what I was preaching, learn some new things, and unlearn some old strategies. And
I'd argue too that you can't really advise people as a performance coach on how to improve their own lives if you haven't been there in the trenches yourself.
Yeah, but I was advising people, but I don't think I had that vulnerability to acknowledge that I'd been through some hardship.
So talk us about this calculator, this tool, because I've done it. I did it last night, and it's a bit of a survey that you go through. Talk about what it actually does.
You did well.
Did I do well?
Yeah, you did well. We've got your results in front of me. So there's an online assessment called the MatchFit calculator, which takes about 25 minutes. You are 71 out of 100, so 75 out of 100 is what we call striving. You are so close. I'm going to come back in 3 months and we're going to remeasure you. There's a couple of things you're going to do to get up about 4 points. Your biological age is 4 years younger. Fantastic. You can get a few more steps per day.
A bit more walking.
A bit more walking.
Okay.
Your alcohol intake is pretty low. Your sugar intake is low. There's one area, though, Deb Knight, where we're going to focus on.
What's that?
It's called recovery.
So me time?
You time.
Really? You wouldn't have thought it with 3 kids and a couple of jobs on the go?
Reading the news, doing today. You've got heaps of time, haven't you? And I put this book together with Dr. Tom Buckley, and I need to acknowledge Tom. He's Associate Professor at Sydney University, so there's a lot of rigour and science behind this. But when we look at the 6 levers, move, fuel, recharge, connect, think and play, the one that you can really improve is recovery. So the psychological detachment and physical recovery, or parasympathetic. But you're so busy, we've got to find a couple of little ways to get some breaks.
Well, and I like the way that you talk about in the book how you should pretty much schedule in fun in a way that, you make time for all sorts of appointments and bookings and things that you need to do in your life, but you should schedule time to just relax and hang out with your family and enjoy the simple things.
Two things. One, you look at your kids, and I've got 2. Kids play. Kids have play school, play dates, play lunch, play dough, play time. What do? We go to work, we do email and we watch TV.
Yeah.
So I think we can learn so much from children about play. But what I'd love you to do is to put some Deb time in. Now, it could be a massage if you have time. It might even just be a walk for 10 or 15 minutes or some nature time, or a bath on a Sunday night. Lock the door, no phone, get everyone away. Just 10 or 15 minutes to breathe, to recharge and just to connect.
OK, I'll take your doctor's orders on that one. So for people people who might be finding a bit of a struggle, that they might want to take some steps initially to turn their lives around, as you have, where do you begin? That's
a great question. I think the first thing is put your hand up and say, hey, it's okay to not be okay. Middle-aged men especially, like women are much better at acknowledging, hey, I might need to improve some things. What are men like though? Guys look in the mirror and we still think we're, in our 20s, full head of hair and washboard abs. So especially for men, if they're struggling, talk to other people. Get a mate, get a friend, and actually acknowledge, I need to make some changes. And then the book is actually mapped out to do the diagnostic, and then it will help you whether you're MatchFit or whether you're struggling. It will give you steps to get to that next zone.
And as you say, be vulnerable.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing. Maybe it's age or maybe maturity, but you realise you're not always meant to have your stuff together.
Yep.
But the experiment for me was tough, but I can honestly say going through that challenging time, coming out, you actually appreciate stuff a whole lot more.
All right, me time. That's what I'm going to book in. Good on you.
I'm going to 3 months. We're going to check up on you.
All right.
75.